Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode one of Vile Talks. I'm here with my good friend, one of, if not the hardest moshers I know, from the 419 to the 216, Al of Lion Weight and Backbiter. How's it going, bud?
It's going great.
You excited for double duty tonight?
I always begrudge it, because it's just like it's funny because I'm usually like the curmudgeon old man because I'm like the oldest. Yeah, I'm like 31, but I mean still, um, yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be fun. Um, I want to start with the origin of Lion Weight.
Yeah.
How did Lion Weight start?
Um. So, I think I've always wanted to be a vocalist. Um. I grew up and was listening to bands like Whitechapel and Suicide Silence, and eventually got to I Declare War, and I was like, this dude sounds insane. And then I like became in love with Jamie Hanks, and I began kind of mimicking how to do his vocals. And over time, it was just kind of like taking note of other bands around me and people that I know and shit, and just like, man, I could definitely do this in like my way, and it would be a little bit different and I don't know, maybe like fun, maybe more energetic or something. I always hated when I would see like bands just kind of like stand on stage and like just play their instrument.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Like they gotta have, they have to fucking feel it. But yeah, so as the story always starts with, is I was at the gym and I was sitting in the parking lot and this band popped on my Spotify and it was called Backbiter. And it was Bruised, which featured Jack Murray of 156 Islands, which I was a huge fan of from like 2020 to like, obviously now, but like really into Irrational Pull up until 2022. But yeah, I heard Backbiter. I'm like, holy shit, this band is insane. And then I'm like, where are they from? Like, I looked them up and they're from Toledo. And I was baffled at the thought that there was ever a band that was like this heavy and like this, like, I don't know, they had like that X factor that I feel like only very few bands have. It's like, there's so many good bands out there and everything, but there's like something that's like intangible. Um, and I fell in love with Backbiter, and then I went out and go see their shows. And I remember the first show I ever saw was Backbiter's Something Worth Suffering EP release show, and Bryson, everyone in the band was going on about what was, something worth suffering and why they were where they are right now with the band and all that stuff. And Bryson, I eventually got to a point where he was like, I remember when Backbiter was a project in my girlfriend's laundry room closet or something. And I was baffled at the thought that someone could make this out of their damn bedroom and shit.
Yeah.
Um, and over time, I've known I've known the dudes in Unvow, and they were starting up at the time. And uh, Brandon actually taught me how to do vocals when I was like a teenager, and I got in, I just serendipitous. My ex at the time, she worked at a coffee shop that their guitarist Austin worked at, and then so we all just kind of like ended up talking and then rekindling and realizing, oh shit, we know the same people. And I came over one day and just to see them like record, and lo and behold, they were doing it out of their bedroom. And I remember I was trying to find a band, I was trying to start things off, and I was looking for a band for a while, and like nobody had what I was looking for, and even then, I didn't know what I was looking for.
Mhm.
Um, and then my ex at the time was like, "You should do this yourself," and I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." And I downloaded Reaper, and I struggled so hard. I wrote the shittiest songs and shittiest mixes. I have the first mix that I have uh, saved in my computer. It was called Slammy. It was like out of time, hand typed in MIDI drums. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was. And then over time, it just became me learning on how to use the program and like kind of figuring out what I wanted to write because um, I spent 2 years writing the first album for Lion Weight and figuring out how I wanted us to sound and like what was the blueprint. But the real thing that I wanted to do is write lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to write things that weren't just like tough guy, beat your ass lyrics, which is important, cool and all. But I've written in journals for years, and I've sat and had reflections with myself,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just lots of things that I want to talk about, and hopefully have people relate with me too, and I can relate with them because I feel like a lot of people, myself included, have felt alone in their emotions and in their heads and how they feel, and life is
Hard.
hard and it's long and it's like it kind of as you grow you lose innocence and you get kind of, I mean, at least for me, jaded and just scarred over time, and a lot of people can't shake that. And I wanted to write music that was for people like me.
Yeah, that goes into one of my other questions. Like, what does the writing process look like for Lion Weight?
So a lot of it is sitting down and just spending hours on my computer figuring out like I'll write a riff and I'll be sick, and then I have to figure out a transition, and I want to know how the song is going to obviously get to like a climax, and obviously not just breakdowns or anything, but like the whole time I'm like in my head orchestrating what is it going to be like uh, when we're moshing,
Mm-hmm.
when we're jumping up on stage, like how is the crowd going to feel?
Yep.
And then when I write a good section or whatever, or something that I think is cool, that's when I will uh, kind of just like it honestly just is a thing that kind of comes to me. I'll just kind of get up and I'll just like move around my room like I did when I was a kid. I'll like literally pick up my microphone and just like jump up and down.
Yeah, that's super awesome actually.
And start like fucking making like really like along with the beat.
Why not?
And then through that, I'll probably say a word or two, maybe like a small like sliver of a sentence, and then that trickles into when I find that first sentence, that is what the song is about.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's where a lot of like I have a bunch of song titles written down that are going to have like the references, of course, of them in the songs, but like for instance, using an example of something that exists, Misery. I remember I had written a riff that was nothing like the original song, and well, actually, I was at work one time and I was talking to a friend, and I don't remember what we were talking about or whatever, but I was getting a little deep, and then that lyric I always knew was going to be the ending of the song,
Mm-hmm.
which ended up getting rewritten so many times with the instruments, and I just built around like what did that kind of like paragraph, that like small like, little sliver
Mm-hmm.
mean to me,
Yeah. Okay.
and what it meant, and it's pretty much what they all kind of come out to. Sometimes I'll write lyrics and then I'll try to add them on to like whatever the beat is, or whatever. But usually it's all this kind of like ADHD mess up in the air
Yeah, that makes
type of
sense. Okay.
type of thing.
You mentioned something else in your first part of the conversation. I remember my first memory of you was I think it was at the Foundry. It was I think like 2023
Full Send
Full
Fest.
Send Fest. Backbiter was on it, and I remember you with hair.
Yep.
You were the long-haired asshole kid who
Yep.
moshed hard as fuck to Backbiter. I remember you knocking me on my ass and be like, "I hate this guy so much." But I mean, here we are now.
Here we are now.
Yeah, that's super cool. I like that.
There's a lot of stories like that.
I'm sure a lot of people have a story like that.
my own girlfriend, shout out Sylvie. She told me that I have cartwheeled and kicked her in the head 3 times until we finally like introduced ourselves to each other.
That's quite funny, actually.
Yeah. I can definitely say, there's all those memes out there. It's like, dude, if I just do this one mosh move, maybe the girl will like me. I am the only dude that I know that has ever pulled someone from being a piece of shit at a show.
Oh, that's hilarious. I need to pull up my game, I guess.
Dude, yeah, get your mosh
Apparently.
game up. I don't know. I never. I'll also say I don't target. I don't pay attention what I'm doing. I'm just in the moment, man. I'm fucking like Bruce Lee. I'm like water, bro.
Speaking of living in the moment, another one of my favorite memories of you. We were at Corktown Tower, that high mass
Yes.
summit, and you broke my swatch during World of Malice.
Oh my god, that's what I did.
Yes, you did. It's okay.
Fuck. I did. I did it. I know I offered to fix it.
It's fine.
Okay, yeah, but that's still fucked.
I got a better one. It's okay.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Yeah, that was. I remember. Um. Yeah, that was. Shout out World of Malice. World of Malice is the only band that makes me sick to my stomach when they play because I feel horrible, just welling of emotions that come up inside me. That is the like I think I think music. I think everybody. I would like to think everyone's like this. I know, but a lot of people aren't. Music has to make you feel something. I definitely have to feel something when I listen to music, which is why that I listen to the certain stuff that I do. It's really sad or really angry. And World of Malice truly, like, as to put it so eloquently and beautifully, they are so moving for rage and aggression, for me at least, that World of Malice is the only band that's ever made me throw up. They're
Really?
like not even from moshing, just from like listening to them and just how horrible I have ever felt. They are I remember I saw them December 6th with Curb Dude I First, Blunt Impact at Brothers when they used to have shows. And after their set, I walked out, and my girlfriend and I can't remember this one dude's name. Fuck. But I actually don't know his name. He comes to all of our shows, and he's been so cool to all of us, and I never have caught his name, and he's never introduced.
There's a lot of people like that. Like you recognize their faces.
Yeah, what's up, dude? So shout out that guy. I know his Instagram handle, but I can't like.
I'm sure he'll be at the show tonight.
He will be at the show tonight. He will be wearing a line weight hat, and I have to. One of these days, it's gonna just come up like, dude, I don't know your name, and I'm sorry. I feel horrible for it, but I'm at least admitting it. But I remember he came up, and my girlfriend was like kind of walking up along with him, and they're like, "You good?" And I'm like, "No, I'm gonna throw up." And I literally just turned. I just started throwing up and vomiting, and I'm like, "Oh, I feel so much better."
Yeah, right.
It's like a purge.
That's quite funny.
Hold on. I think a lot of bands are like hard and whatever, and they're about it.
They are about.
No, they are fucking about it. And the Michigan scene is so sick because of how they pull up for everybody.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, like it was. We played with them last
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah, at Metal Frat, and
scary show,
dude. People just like
that venue.
Really cool.
I know. Like I would go back there.
I would go back. Yeah, it wasn't bad. I need new PAs.
I mean, it is a DIY spot.
Yeah. I'm always for obviously more PAs because I'm deaf, so I have to hear everything I possibly can.
Where did the name Lion Weight come
from? So it was. I have a big philosophy on a lot of people focus on the wrong things. So like when I was starting this off, I never knew what the name was. I probably had half it, the EP, LP, whatever you want to call it, written. By the time that I came up with the name, which was around December 2024. And I had names written down. I had a whole list, and I was going through them all. And none of them really stuck, and they were kind of like too hard and too edgy. And I remember I was laying in bed, and this is like right after the Luigi Mangione thing happened. I was laying in bed, I was drawing on my iPad, and I was listening to like a YouTube video of this like lawyer podcast or something, and they're just talking about like the logistics of like the case and everything. That's my autism and stuff like that. I'm just like laying in bed, and I remember I still can't find the video anymore, and I wanted to go back and look for it, but yeah, he was just like, well, court orders are saying that Luigi Mangione was lying in wait, and I just like dropped my pen, and I looked up, and I was like,
That's it.
Lion weight. Because I wanted I liked lie in weight because I was a kid. I loved English class. I love words. Again, it's like the whole thing. I like at the core of line weight for me. What matters is the lyrics and like the verbiage that I use, the verbiage. Um, lie and weight sounds very cut and dry. It's clear that this is a attack. It's waiting in the shadows, stuff like that. Lie and wait to me, it definitely represents that. Obviously an ambush, but then there's all these other things with like, yeah, like laying down and withering away, within waiting and uh Adam's here.
Oh, fuck.
Like lying and rotting and
Wow.
what up, twin?
What up, twin?
Oh,
Yeah, it's now. Dude.
interview.
Oh,
Yeah, and also the guy is here. Rick is here.
What's up?
Yeah.
Hi. What's up, guys?
What's up? Yeah,
I mean,
probably. I
yeah.
mean, sure.
Yeah, sure.
If
Get
yeah,
in here and fuck around the whole time.
yeah, you got to get out.
Yeah. Tim from Love Letters is flipping the bird.
Tim from Love Letters.
Love letters.
He's a Backbiter too.
Yeah.
No.
I'm Adam from Lion Weight.
Yeah.
Tim from Love Letters, Adam from Lion Weight.
Yeah, right, no, for sure.
Talking to Mr. Lion Weight.
Yep, sure.
Straight edge icon, Kyle.
No, no.
Straight edge icon actually is real. You are straight edge icon.
No, stop it.
Dude.
Midwest straight edge icon.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Shout out the podcast. Shout out Ohio Hardcore.
Yes.
Shout out
He's
Ohio
gonna cut all of this.
No.
It's actually
Shout out
funny.
if you want.
You know what you should do?
Shout
You should
out-
have little
Shout out
heads.
9 beers, no lunch. Come on, bro.
You should Photoshop this like
We'll leave
pictures
it
of our heads like all goofy.
Yeah, right. That's hilarious.
That's
They're-
awesome.
They're so funny. I'm happy that happened. Do you have a favorite set or show you've played so far? For Lion Weight.
Favorite set that we've ever played. There I hear twins over the cats. So oh my god. So I mean we've played like a handful of shows. I would say for me, there's like two different categories. So our best show that we've ever played and like my favorite show.
Okay.
So the best show that we, in my opinion, that we had ever played was actually The Gathering of the Juggalos.
Really?
Yeah, I think I performed the best. I think we all did. I think we were all locked in. I don't know if it was because we were riding on like fumes from the whole day.
Wasn't it in the summer?
It was in August. Yeah, It was outside,
Hmm.
and it was hot. I had just driven 2.5 hours from a Backbiter set, so like I left our set. We finished at 8:30. I drove 2.5 hours. I got to Legend Valley at 12 a.m. or something.
That's crazy.
And we went on at 1:30 in the morning.
That's a crazy time slot.
Yeah. And it was crazy because we like played to like a campground. Like I didn't know what to expect. And the campground like is around the whole stage everywhere. So people are sleeping, laying down, doing blow, whatever, and they can hear you in the distance. And then there's people walking to and from different sections of the event, the campgrounds, and they're just like stopping by. And like I think we put like 75 people to like stand in front of us, but there's a lot of people that were just like around that were just like watching. And yeah, I don't know what it was, because like nobody who knew who we were, they nobody was like moshing, like, and we only had our friend Kirk, shout out Kirk Diesel, who like knew the words and mic grabbed. And he also that night showed us that he has a Lion Weight Cleveland Cold in the back of his thigh tattoo.
Pretty cool.
So crazy. He has a tattoo before me. That's insane. That was like the best show that we've ever played, I think. Like in terms of performance. I think in terms of favorite show that we played, I think collectively that I think was just like a huge deal. Peeling Flesh was obviously insane. Snuck on Sight. Varials was huge to me. I feel like we've played a lot of fucking cool shit, like the Brothers Lounge, July 11th, I think it was.
Yep.
The Summer Fest from last year with Slug Dealer, Kurg, Manfish, Disobedient Crew, Backbiter. I feel like there's one more band I'm missing.
There's more. I don't remember either.
Oh no! Oh, CTE. That's all of them, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah. That was a really good show too. I think that was like a well performed and also just like a good turnout and people going crazy and yeah. I would say for me actually now I think about Peeling Flesh.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Because not only was that like a packed room, that was the first time that the crowd started reacting to Lion Wait, the song. And
I remember that.
people like stormed the stage and were grabbing the mic and I broke down like crying.
Yeah.
And I had to like look away from the crowd because like
really
I couldn't believe it was happening.
I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, I like would like put my hand out to like
Yep.
you know, and like for people to might grab and I looked away and like people were grabbing and I'm just hearing I lie and waiting for you to save me. And it's like this one song that I always felt weird about playing to people because it was like to me that's like what we are.
Mm-hmm.
Like not sonically Lion Wait doesn't represent us, but I think what's the term I'm looking for? Not metaphorically, not spiritually. I think just like in its spirit and soul, obviously lyrically, that is what Lion Wait is to me at least. Is it, you know, going back to like the name Lion Wait sounds pathetic and frustrated and like for me the times lying on the floor crying and like hoping and wishing that things would change. That is I think why it's so like insane to me that people were reacting to that because I wanted us to sound and to be looked at as like the scary band that is for the frustrated, helpless anger, not the I'm so tough I can beat the shit out of you anger. Because I feel like there's a whole difference. Like
there's a big difference.
Like you can be a big tough guy in both situations and beat the fuck out of people and you know like put motherfuckers' teeth to the curb.
Yep.
But I think rage for rage's sake is not as like crimes of passion are scary.
Yes.
And I think that's where the rage is from passion.
Yeah.
It's from just helpless frustration of just being torn apart in a way.
You mentioned the song Lion Wait, that is my favorite song.
That rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always felt weird about that one. I wrote it and I was like, I wanted a song to kind of like, let's change up the mood.
Yeah, like the tempo, like it's like a very slower tempo
than
everything else on the record.
I was like writing it. I'm like, let's like,
nah, it's cool.
Let's make people think something different about us. And I like always wanted to start like a shoegaze project.
That's a crazy statement. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Like I have. I mean, I used to write like indie and Midwest emo stuff for years before I started playing heavy stuff. And I always wanted to start like a shoegaze thing, and I guess like that Chino Marino moaning type of vocal was always like. Not only is it easy for men who can't sing like me, but it's also, it's the in my opinion the best way to do cleans without being like
actually singing.
Yeah, like without being like stuff like that.
Yeah, because I can't do that either.
I can do that note and that's it. And that's it. That is all I got.
That's hilarious. So everyone should go listen to Lion Wait. They're sick.
Hell yeah.
New stuff this year.
Hopefully something's gonna come.
All right, dope. Changing gears a little bit. What is your first memory of music?
I was 3 years old. I don't know. I think it was from the radio, but I know that's what led to me owning it's like a huge tour that Backstreet Boys went on like in '99. And I don't know what it was, but like seeing them perform, I was like watching like this crazy like I don't know like stadium performance of theirs, and they're jumping around and dancing. I'm like, wow, that looks so cool. And I would like dance in front of like the TV and everything. So different than who I am now, obviously, but I would just like dance around and like my family would like travel to Mexico sometimes, and we would go to like this one restaurant because my family like knew a bunch of people in Mexico, and they would have like mariachi bands on stage, and I would just naturally, not even trying to, just get on stage and jump around and dance, and I just
That's
wanted
super
to
awesome, actually.
like. There's a whole mariachi band like playing behind me, and they're like laughing at me and shit, and I'm just like jumping up and dancing. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm taking like plastic bottles and balancing them on my head and shit, like. Um, so I have like a bunch of artists that I think have I know for a fact are the reason why I am where I am today. So like Linkin Park when I was like 7, Somewhere I Belong. I remember and Faint, Meteora. I'm screaming that shit in my mother's bedroom with the because she had speakers at her computer, and I was just like scream like, "Mom, Grandma, come up here!" And I'm like yelling at the top of my lungs.
And they're probably like,
It was so cringy. Oh, dude, but I was like 7, so it's
That's
like,
fair,
it's
yeah.
fine. You
My
know what
parents,
I mean? At least I hope.
I'm sure I did the same thing with my parents, so it's okay.
Yeah, and then like listening to all my CDs as a kid, which no heavy music because I wasn't allowed to listen to it and it wasn't around me because my family. But I listened to like a lot of like Taking Back Sunday and Yellow Card and My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance.
Yeah,
That stuff is. I listened to them on the way here today.
hell yeah. You're gonna love our set tonight, by the way, because of My Chemical Romance.
Okay,
Spoiler.
dope. Okay, dope. I'm ready for it.
But yeah, I would just sing all that stuff in my bedroom and just sing at the top of my lungs, and just like I would imagine that I was like in like my school theater in front of all my. I was bullied a lot as a kid, so I was like,
So was I.
I'm like standing on a stage in my head, in my mind's eye, thinking about all of my bullies and my teachers and this girl I had a crush on, and like all the people that I don't know in my school that like they're watching me play. And for me, it was like even at like as a young kid, I'm thinking maybe they'll get me if they saw this. Maybe they would. I don't want to say like me, but I'm sure there's something in that. But definitely like maybe people would take me more seriously or would like me more or appreciate me or see value in me if they saw that there is something deeper in me. And that is a thought that I had when I was like 9, which
that's a very mature thought at 9.
I had I had like an ego death when I was a kid. I just was so existential. It was ridiculous. I came self-aware, and that was the worst thing that happened to me.
I did not become self-aware until I'm like,
dude, I was a brooding kid. I was like I tried to be fun and like jumping around, but then there would just be like, yeah, but I'm gonna die one day, and it was just like I'm 10, dude. Like, bro, you haven't even finished high school. Like, you haven't even gone high school. Like,
it was definitely the My Chemical Romance.
Oh yeah, I mean, like there tons of things. Yeah, there's so many factors of what led me to be that kid, and now that adult.
Yeah, I still feel that way as an adult. It's just out in the open now.
Yeah, it's out in the open, and it's like it's substantiated now. When you're 10, it's like, what the fuck do you have to like, dude? You get to play on PlayStation all day, like.
Yeah, but now we're what 31? You said
31.
Yep. It's like, well, this is my life now.
This is my life now. I have to go to work at 2, get home at 12, and then maybe get some hours in for myself, and then go to bed, wake up, and do it all over again.
Oh yeah, it's pretty gnarly, isn't it? Yeah, being an adult sucks.
Yeah, paying taxes and bills.
Yeah.
You know,
fuck it.
Like, the only thing I like buying is the cat food that feeds my cats. Just keeps them alive.
Yes, mine is I buy concert tickets, and that keeps me alive.
Yes, that does. Yes, that is in and of itself its own like necessary expense. That's a utility bill in my eyes.
Yes, it's therapy.
It is.
Yes,
Genuinely is.
Do you remember your first show?
The first show that I ever went to. The first show that Hillary Duff.
That is awesome. I'm kind of jealous.
2003.
That's crazy.
When Rocket Mortgage was the Gund Arena.
Yep.
Yeah, I loved Lizzie McGuire as a kid.
Me too.
It's so crazy how all of these like Yeah, so like, what got you into this stuff? Oh, it was the Backstreet Boys and Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah, my dad was a classic rock guy,
Okay.
so like AC/DC. I remember, but Van Halen was the one for me.
Yeah.
That was just like, okay, this is what I want to do.
I got into like 70s and 80s like rock.
Yeah.
From like seeing the t-shirts that my like schoolmates were wearing. I never listened to it. I never heard it before.
Yeah.
And I would listen to them like, this is kind of cool. And then I remember when I was like 13, my introduction like heavy stuff. I had this crush on this girl. As every story starts, I think with most men. But
Yes.
I had a crush on this girl. Her name was Morgan, and it was in 6th grade. And I remember we were on like Facebook, and we were like friends with each other. We went to the same school, but we were in like the same like class or whatever.
Yep.
And we would just like talk because she was like the only like emo goth girl. Like I was wearing like black, and I had long fringed hair. It was so cringe. And I remember I was like, oh my god, this girl is so cool. But I never flirted with her. I never like told her that I liked her. But we were just like friends on the internet. And I remember her project playlist on her MySpace page.
Oh,
when that was a thing.
MySpace,
dude.
Yeah.
I remember she had Winds of Plague on there.
Oof.
And I heard Reloaded, and that was like the first like I didn't get Metallica. I never got into that stuff when I was a kid. But like I never got into like Iron Maiden or like Pantera until I was much older. But I heard Reloaded by Winds of Plague.
Ooh,
and I just
that is a throwback.
Dude, that first, I want us to cover that song, but it was that first line.
Oh.
Like, tonight, the world is ours. What the fuck is up, motherfucker? I remember hearing that, and the first feeling I had was fear.
Yes.
I was 13 years old. I was a very scared, shy child, despite jumping up on stages when I was in Mexico. I was bullied. I was scared of what people thought of me. I remember I heard that, and I was terrified, and I would like, my skin would crawl, and I just like felt freaked out.
Yep.
But then I'm like, wait. And then we got the world in the palm of our hands. And I started getting into it. And
that's a total two-step part, right?
Oh, the whole song is a two-step.
The whole song is it's a hardcore song.
Old Winds of Plague is like true, like, I hate the phrase 5XL deathcore, but I mean, like, it is like that old style kind of like deathcore when deathcore was like still considered hardcore.
Yes.
It was just heavy stuff like Recon.
Decimate the Weak.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That whole album, and that was like my introduction. Then I started listening to like Slipknot.
That's where I started with Slipknot. Yeah,
I got into like the Misfits and shit, which is like kind of just like out of the way, but I mean, still punk and everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's awesome. What's the scariest pit you've been in or around?
The Acacia Strain, 2023, on tour with Integrity at Preserving Underground. They opened with Step Into the Light, I believe, or Flourishing. I'm sorry. They opened with Flourishing, and I watched. Shout out Preserving Underground, but they have incredible in the scene like security guards.
Yeah, they
so like it. They understand the assignment, but they had to like break up like these real fucking fights.
Ooh, right.
Big boys. First 2 songs, I watched 3 fights break out, and it was. I have never seen like such chaos and pandemonium. That genuinely freaked the hell out. Like, I mean, like I'm Osh, whatever. That was like this is a different place.
Mm-hmm.
These are big motherfuckers out here. And like, I don't consider myself big in the slightest. My friends or my girlfriend will consider me like a big dude. There are men much larger than me.
Yeah, like,
and they will put my head through concrete.
Yep.
Like, and that was what that was. It was just haymakers, big boys. Just they didn't give a shit. It was awesome.
That is awesome. I love the Acacia Strain. They have also been one of my scariest shows in pits. They just bring the energy. It's awesome. You're straight edge, correct?
I am.
How long have you been straight edge?
I claimed February 9th, 2025. I have been sober since September 2024. Stopped smoking cigarettes But no, sober November 2024. Stopped smoking cigarettes September 2024. I haven't smoked weed in like 11, 12 years now.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
What's that mean to you?
So I always think about this because like, I'm sure you know, you'll have friends that aren't straight edge and they'll be like, oh, edge watch. Well, like for someone that's like nothing, like, oh, you're drinking caffeine, you're drinking a fucking
Tim?
Yeah, Tim, yeah. You'll drink a fucking you drink your iced Americano espresso drink every day. You're not straight edge.
Eh.
To me, being straight edge is it started with being a counterculture against like what society is of drinkers and people of that effect. And I work in restaurants. I've been in the culture. I would go out every night, get drunk, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., come home, one eye down the highway, go to bed, wake up at 8 a.m., and somehow function and keep doing my life because like I was a functioning alcoholic. To me, it's being a anchor or a pillar for people who are struggling with addiction or need guidance. It is a complete saying no to what society tells you that you have to be fucked up. You have to, I need to calm down. I need to have a cigarette. I need to have all these things because, like, for me, I can't smoke cigarettes. I have asthma. I can't drink because I get sad and cry on the floor and bash my head into bar doors. And I can't smoke weed because I go crazy. Well, it's asthma and I go crazy.
Right.
And so it's like clearly my brain chemistry is just designed to be, it has to be sober, which I mean, I'll be the first to tell you, like, yeah, that's hard and sucks. And for me, a lot of people will tell you, what real straight edge is, or like, oh, premarital sex is not straight edge or promiscuous sex or something. And I'm like, you know what, dude, if drinking caffeine and promiscuous sex, if you will, not saying that I have that. If premarital sex is not straight edge, then I guess I'm not. No. But I am a person that stands up for people who, like, I've seen addiction firsthand.
Yeah, so have I.
And I think being somebody amongst the crowd who says, no, I'm not buying a fucking vape. I'm not going to go to the bar and grab a beer. I have to go out and I have to be around people and calm down with beer. It's about self-reflection. A lot of people, I shout out to people who have been like, who've never smoked, who've never drank, who've never done a drug or anything their whole lives. Because like their brains are wired way differently,
completely different
than people who were like,
found it at a later age.
Yeah. Or, addicts or people with addictive personalities or what have you, people with addiction issues. Like addiction's a disease, and straight edge is being, not a cure, but a treatment towards that.
That's awesome. I love straight edge homie.
Straight edge homie.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just got a couple more questions and we'll wrap it up here.
Yeah,
if you had to pick one food, one record, and one TV show or movie to watch on Desert Island, what would they be?
Food, record, Desert Island. Food forever. Oh my god. I'm gonna come back to that one last. It would be record would probably have to From Under the Cork Tree by Fall Out Boy.
Oh, that's a good one.
It has to be. That's like top 5. It's always been my top 5.
No skips.
No skips. I cannot stand Dance Dance. Track 5, I'm pretty sure that's track 5. I'm skipping Dance Dance. Everything else, all other 16 tracks, bangers. Bang. EXO, I comb the crowd and pick you. That song fucking rules. TV show or movie? Can I get a TV show and a movie?
Sure.
Okay.
It's your Desert Island.
TV show is Breaking Bad.
Good one.
Movie is The Dark Knight. They're such bro-y answers, but I love. No.
Okay.
It has to be Fight Club.
Don't talk about it.
It's my favorite movie.
Okay. Food.
Oh yeah. Oh no. What could I eat every day?
Chipotle.
No.
I
don't eat them enough. But like, just give me a solid burger.
Ooh.
Just a solid burger.
A fresh made burger every day.
A fresh made burger. As long as you got like, your greens on there. You just put a pound of lettuce on it. I think a burger I could do every day, probably, maybe, hopefully.
I probably could too. Well, that's awesome. Well, I want to thank you for having this conversation with me.
Yeah, dude.
We'll end it with if you have any shout outs for anybody.
Shout out Martial Law Records, because those kids, they are kids. They keep the fucking scene fresh and new, and they're doing something that no adult has the time or the effort or even the love to do, like they are, making a whole collective, and just like uplifting not just people in their own scene, but people outside of it, bands that are not in their wheelhouse. Like they're music enjoyers. Even though that they're also, some of them are little fit starters, but that's because they're young kids, and that's honestly, let them. Shout out all the homies from the Foundry. Shout out my brothers Tim and Adam, and my sister Hudson, and Angelo and Brandon and Ben and Bryson when he's ever around, and Place Blame, 86 and Terra Vista and Curbed, and just there's too many, but like all the people that rock and matter. And shout out music, dude.
Shout out music.
That's
what it's all
music.
about.
It's all about rock music, dude.
Yeah, rock fucking music. Well, cool. I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm really excited for the show tonight. It's gonna be a good time.
Hell yeah.
Stay tuned for the next episode. There will be more to come soon. Thank you very much. Type shit. Thank you all. So.